Hello there. Now, if you're a regular viewer to Cora and the Explorer, you'll know that I recently attempted to backpack the Pennine Way, and I ended up finishing myself just a couple of days early, just due to a lot of things, but particularly a bit of back pain. That was at Ulster where I stopped, and I was a bit disappointed, but we're going back in August. But I've had a few people get in touch with me, and they've asked me to do a little review of what I had in my pack for the trip, particularly with regards to what I took for Cora as well. So that's what I'm going to go and do today for you. So what I plan to do is just start to unpack what I've got in my bag, and I'll go through it and I'll tell you what I thought of it. What I'd also ask is, if you think I could have left it behind, please let me know, because I think I overpacked, and when I go back in August I'm keen to certainly not take as much gear with me in the bag. I want to lighten the load, cause just weighed it, and with the dog food, with slightly less food than I took and no water in it, it actually weighed in at 32 pounds, so what, about 16 kilograms ish. So let's have a look at what's in the bag anyway. Now let's start off with the pack. So I took this prickly gauze with me. It's a reasonably lightweight pack. It's got a nice mesh on the back of it and two large size side pockets. There's no fancy back system, it just has a nice stiff piece of plastic in the back. Also connected to my pack is this, which is a Garmin Outreach GPS communicator. Now it's one of the older ones, but it works perfectly well, so I can keep in touch with family, and if I'm in an emergency I can press the SOS button and call for help. It's a really good piece of kit. I'm not going to go into depth about it, but it works, and it gives me that feeling of reassurance, particularly because I'm middle-aged, carrying a bit of weight. If my heart decides to go and press the button, although it'll probably be too late to get to me. Right then, so let's start with the pack and what I was carrying. Let's turn it round. Now, attached to the top and connected to the pack with a carabiner is this, my X-Mid 2. Now this is the X-Mid 2 that has the inner tent. I really couldn't be doing with faffing about with one of these single skin tents. I'm just not into having to wipe off condensation. It's a great tent. It's only small, it's really light, and there's lots and lots of reviews on YouTube for these, but very happy with that tent. Although my first pitch on the Pennine Way wasn't great and I got a bit wet, but that was my fault, not the tent's fault. Outside of the pack, I've got here my walking poles that I took with me, and they're black diamond poles. Now I don't know what the actual model is, but they're the flick lock ones, and they're just aluminium, and they work great. Particularly need them for getting my tent up as well, but they're very good. Also on the outside of my pack, and I'll tell you about this now, I took it with me and I was really glad that I did, is a big Agnes Skyline stool. Now it is a bit of a luxury if you're going backpacking with a stool. I'm going to just attach Cora here to my bag. Yeah, it's a bit of a luxury really, but it's so light and so comfortable that I never regretted taking it, particularly if you were wild camping or on a campsite where there was nowhere to really sit down. You could just park your bum and have a rest and take the strain off your legs and off your back in particular. There's the frame together already, goes together really easily, he says. I'll just pop it together. Little slots are colour coded, and let's move the pack over here a bit. There we are. Oh. And that's a bit more comfortable. So let's start unpacking this bag, eh? Oh. This here you don't need to know about. So in my side pouches, I just kind of got a water bottle in this side, which I haven't got with me today, and on this side I carried a very thin foam mattress, which you'll know if you watched my video, came in very useful when my airbed burst one night, and I lay this underneath and it just kept the cold out. But incredibly thin, it must be about 2 millimeters maybe, and this isn't the one I took actually. The one I took unfortunately got torn. It's quite old, but you get these from Atom Packs, or at least the one I took with me you do, and they're slightly lighter than the one I've got with me today. In the front of my bag, in the pouch, there's a couple of bags. So first of all, let's lay that back down. Got this nice blue bag which contains my waterproofs. Really two items of importance. Now I didn't take waterproof trousers. I actually took this, which is a waterproof kilt, and it's just silk nylon with a bit of velcro, and you attach it around your waist, and it works great because it allows airflow, so you're not getting the sweaty leg thing or the restrictive movement that you get with even the best waterproof trousers. I really rate this. You get a few funny looks, to be honest, but it's a practical piece of kit that works well as long as it's not too cold. I also took my Ron Hill mountain equipment Gore-Tex jacket. I think it's called a Mercurial. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I've done a review on this jacket. Very light, stuff's down to nothing. It's actually made from the lightweight, very breathable Gore-Tex, and again it worked, and there were a few wet days when I needed both, so very happy with both of those. Let's see what else is in the front of this bag, eh? Wow. I've got my water bottle, or rather my water purifier. Now it's a bee-free, Catadine bee-free 1 litre bag, but actually the filter isn't the Catadine, it's actually a pure clear water purifier, so it doesn't just remove the bacteria, it takes out viruses, heavy metals, chemicals, etc., and it cleans the water invisibly as well, so you're not getting that sort of brown dirty looking water regardless of where you get it from. Comes out crystal clear, water tastes absolutely gorgeous from it. Rate these really highly, but they come in quite a small 500ml bag, and luckily the Catadine bee-free bags fit, so I used the bag for that. Oh, let's see what else we've got in here. Now I've got a dog item and I'm going to put that to one side. In here I've got some almost like incense sort of burners, these things, and what you do is you light them and they smoulder, and they're supposed to help keep the insects away. Seem to work, but I don't know. Another little bag. Now in here I've got my Solomon waterproof mittens, very lightweight, very packable. Pertex, they're made from, the waterproof Pertex that you can get. They worked. That's literally all you can say about them is they work. Got a woolly hat that I never used once. Got a pair of woolly gloves, and I've got a mesh, bug mesh, keep the midges off my face, which again didn't need, but I wouldn't have gone without it, you know. Maybe I could have left me my woolly hat behind though. Water wise, I just use smart water bottles. These aren't the ones I took the ones with the sport cap so I could just take a drink. That's all I had to hand today. I took 2 of those, one in the side. As time went on I actually bought another one and I carried 2 in the side and 1 up here. But they were great. The reason for carrying the extra water was that I wasn't able to find water sources easily on the trip. It wasn't like, you know, for instance the Lake District or Scotland where there's lots of water sources. It was slightly more restricted on the Pennine Way. Oh, tell you what, let's go with me head, eh? Yes, I did take me head. I started out with an OR cap, but it was really sunny on some of the days and actually my neck was burning. So when I got too hoarse, I went to an outdoor shop and I bought a sun hat, and much better, particularly if you don't get it tangled in your headphones. It just kept the sun off my ears, which were burning, and off my neck, which was burning. I mean, ears are one of the more common places that you can tend to get skin cancers because they're very subjected to the sunlight. Felt much more comfortable once I bought that hat. However, it did then rain for about 3 days, so you know, as it is, always happens. Right, let's have a look what else we've got. So let's have a little look at what I had in my OR bag. So as I say, I carried a few things. I carried, really importantly, my guidebook, which I would refer to from time to time. Although I had GPS files, I find the guidebooks really useful. I always carried a couple of chicken cup of soups for me and Cora. She absolutely loves them. I had my keys, a pair of sunglasses. I've got a couple of things in here which were used for Cora, which I won't speak to you about right now. I'll speak to you in a bit because I want to do all the Cora stuff together. What else have I got? Oh yeah, so I had a battery pack and I had my batteries for my camera as well. A couple of snacks too. The side pouch, I just had my phone in there. That was it. Oh no, sorry, and a couple of poo bags as well. So let's see what I kept inside the pack. I think at this point I can actually move on to what I took for Cora. And actually, when you're going backpacking for a while, you need a fair bit of kit. Now this is her dog food. This is what she has regularly, and so I took a full pouch of this. Obviously it gradually got smaller as the trip went on, but it only lasted a week and then I had to get another one. Luckily week 2 I was able to find somewhere that sold them. When that ran out, I got a couple of wet food pouches, you know, which were okay. She thinks she's getting fed now. Now, I also took a brush for Cora. Wanted to try and keep her clean as I could. Really useful every evening. Also inspecting for ticks as well. And she never got any. She does take tablets though, so they help with the ticks. She has her collapsible bowl. Generally use this for water for her if we needed to. And I just put her food on the floor and she'd kind of munch away looking at it, so looking for it rather. What else did we have? So this is one of my favourite bits of kit for Cora. It's really good. It's a Woof bag, and what it is, to all intents and purposes, is it's a dog sleeping bag. Now I'd suggest that if it's really warm you don't need to take this, but certainly in early May you're not guaranteed anything with the weather. And this is the Woof bag, and it is brilliant. They're handmade, and I'll leave a link for it. I'll leave a link for everything, but it's basically, it's like a dog bed, and the dog gets in it. You can wrap them up in it, and it just keeps them warm. But also what it does, it gives Cora somewhere that she knows is her area and her spot in the tent, and she immediately goes to her Woof bag when the tent's up. A couple of other things I took was this. This is a Tractive GPS Dog Tracker. And this is really good, just in case Cora ever bolted or if I lost her in any way. The only problem with these is that you need a wireless connection to your phone for it to work. Now on the Pennine Way, I would say internet was really good, and there was only 1 or 2 days, I think Keld is the only time that springs to mind, that I didn't have a wireless connection. But it just gives you that little bit of reassurance. And I also took this, a little light for her. Again, I didn't need it, but really useful if it's dark, and it just gives a blue flashing light or a steady light with the LED. Didn't need it because it was light, you know, so late, and I didn't take it out in the dark while we were away, but I just took it in case. Great bit of kit. And of course, come here love, come here, let's talk about the lead that we took. Let's see if I can unhook it. Come round here love, come on, come round, good girl. So this lead and harness is made by Homeward hound. It's a good solid harness. It's water resistant. It does soak up a little bit of water, but pretty good. Really comfortable for it. But the lead is fantastic. So this lead is one of the multi-position leads, and what you can do is you can extend it so that it goes around your waist. It's got a carabiner on both ends, so I would just tuck it under my hip belt and connect it here and have it on my hip belt, so it's hands-free for her. It's extendable and retractable, so you can adjust the length. So you can adjust the length, and you can either have it as a long line virtually, or you can have it as a straightforward short lead. And I was really impressed with it. And again, links will be left. And that's really the dog equipment that I packed. That's all we needed. Oh, there is one more thing actually I'm forgetting. I did bring with us, we've run out, was some Mushers Secret Wax, and I always use this when I take her backpacking on her paws. Every evening I put the Musher Wax on, and it just helps her paws stay nice and kind of soft and not cracking. I don't know if it helps, because I think, you know, one trip when I took her backpacking the first time, I didn't use anything, and she ended up, come here babe, she's after the food, she ended up with a sore paw, and I've used this Musher Wax ever since, so I'm not sure whether she'd be okay without it now, and I'm not going to chance it. If I break it, you know, if it works. So let's see what else is in this big heavy bag. Right, so these are my clothes, so let's see what I took. I took a massive pair of underpants. I brought some of these Step 1 boxer shorts, and they're made from bamboo, and they're very wickable and they're very comfortable. And I took 2 pairs of those. They were great. I wore these Wiggle own brand running shorts with an inner underpants, if that makes sense. And I wore these most of the time, and I just kind of washed them through every couple of days and wear me other shorts. I had this Eddie Bauer fleece hoodie. It's one of the really thin fleeces. You can almost see through it if you hold it up to the light, but it's really warm, really comfortable, and it quickly become one of my favourite bits of kit over the last few months since I've had it. I'll leave the socks there for a second. I took my Montane trousers. Probably most people have seen these. A lot of people walking in them. Took them with me. Wore them. Never. Didn't wear them at all. Wore shorts the whole time, even when it was raining. I took a wickable long sleeve t-shirt. It's a New Balance running top, just polyester wickable top, works well. Not very neat, is it? You see some videos all laid out lovely. Right, I had a second pair of shorts, which were a pair of mud and blood shorts. Apparently they make trail running gear. The quality of them is okay, but I've had two pairs and both pairs the zippers have gone on the pocket, but apart from that they're alright. I took some lightweight sandals with like bungees on them to attach them to your feet. They're really uncomfortable and I ditched them after 2 days. And what I did was I used my sealskin socks after speaking to a bloke at Crowden campsite who was doing the same, and I used them as camp slippers and they worked really well. So was it Dan? Thanks very much for your advice, and it worked. Now socks. My last few backpacking trips I've used sealskin quick drying socks, which I think are a merino polyester mix, and they dry incredibly quickly and they're very comfortable. But this time I succumbed to the hype of Darntough socks, so I got a pair of Darntough. They were okay, nothing special, not particularly comfortable or uncomfortable, but yeah, not sure what all the hype is about. And I also got these Smartwool socks, and I have to say they're brilliant. They're really good. They dried quickly, very comfortable. Yeah, great. Really like the Smartwool socks. The only other thing in here, oh, I'll show you. They're the sealskin quick drying socks. The other thing in here are some gaiters, and I took some gaiters with me. Just the stretchy, almost like lycra material gaiters, which are supposed to stop stones and debris going into your shoes. I even attached some Velcro to the back of my trail runners, but after a few days I stopped using them. But that was mainly because I didn't need to, because it wasn't particularly lots of there wasn't particularly lots of loose stones everywhere. I'll pop them there. Cora, come here, girl. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, sit there. Come on, sit there. The other thing to tell you about is footwear. So I've been wearing Hoka Onioni Speed Goats, the 5s, for a little while now when I've done a backpacking trip, and I've found them to be brilliant. Come here, really comfortable. I've got a pair on now as we speak, but they're not the ones I wore on the Pennine Way because they actually split. So I've sent them back to Hoka, and I'm hoping I either get a refund or a replacement. But I've had 2 pairs prior to them and they've been fantastic, and they've not split or let me down in any way. So I was a little bit disappointed, but yeah, they're so comfortable, they really are. I'm actually going to try out a pair of Saucony, I think they're called Endorphin trail runners next, so possibly wearing them in August on my last little bit of the Pennine Way. Over here. Come. Come. Sit. Good girl. Now, let's see what else is in the bag. I feel like Santa here. How did you do that? So let's see what is left in this bag. Plenty, I'm sure. As you can see, I modularised everything with these little waterproof bags. So I've got my wash kit. Within that there's a little toothbrush, little toothpaste, a Cedar Summit towel, which to be honest they don't work. All they do is move the moisture about. To be honest, you're probably best standing there and jumping up and down. Picaridin, probably saying it wrong, Picaridin insect repellent. It's like a moisturising cream that you rub in. Probably did work actually. I've got some little tissue packets as well, bit of soap, And that was it. And that. Now, a pan. I took this frying pan with me. Now, it's hardly lightweight, is it, taking this? And the reason was that I was a bit wary of not being able to get some food, or rather, not being able to get some dehydrated food. Come here. I thought I might have to cook with it. Well, I did use it a couple of times. I made some porridge in it, and I also cooked a steak in it, which was nice. But I'm unsure whether I needed that. I also took my titanium mug. What is it? 600. I think it's a 650. Yeah, it is 650ml mug. Got a sit in there. I've got BSR cooker and a lighter. Initially, I had a small gas bottle in there, but it quickly ran out. And gas wasn't readily available on the way, and I actually went 2 days without the ability to cook. In hindsight, maybe it'd have been worth taking a little, you know, these little blocks that you can light and cook from. But I ended up buying a larger bottle. I've got my food bag that I used. I've got dehydrated food in there. I've got some in it as well. And my two favourite makes really, Sea to Summit. This one is the beef stew and potatoes, which is probably my favourite dehydrated meal. And I've got a couple of expedition foods in there, sweet and sour, and a chicken tikka. Both very nice. There's also a couple of porridges in there, but I took 6 meals with me altogether. There's only 3 there now. This is just a bag. I take medication. I needed to take a 3-week supply. I took 4 just in case. That's all that is. I took my little emergency repair kit. What's in it? Let's have a look. There is, there's a little bit of antiseptic for dogs. There's some shoe glue. There's water purifier, there's some patches which come in very handy for me bed mat, needle and cotton, a couple of elastic bands, and there's a little multi-tool pen knife in there as well. Very, very much worth taking. You never know what's going to happen. This is the gas bottle I ended up buying, which was double the size of what I'd originally taken. I actually took 2 small bottles. I should have just took 2 large ones. You don't want to run out of gas on the Pennine Way because there's not many shops that sell it. The only place I was able to get more gas was in Hawes, so take note. I've got a little first aid kit. I'm a nurse by profession and so obsessed with taking a first aid kit. Probably got too much stuff in it that I don't need, but there you go. This is my electrics. I actually took 3000 amp power packs. I've got some wires in there and bits and bobs, but basically that's my electrics. If you're making videos, you need a lot of power. I was really lucky. Some people on some campsites charged stuff off for me because they had an electrical link. And other times I'd just take a chance and leave my power pack in the campsite, sort of the washing facilities, etc. Now then, I took this insulated jacket with me. I'm not going to open it up, but I took that. It's not down, it's Primaloft, and I think it's a bit on the heavy side, and I didn't need it. The fleece was enough, which is much lighter. I wouldn't mind trying maybe a gilet, slightly padded gilet just to take with me, but yeah, that weighed it down quite a bit. I've got my, I think it's called an Ultralight Sea to Summit bed mat. It burst on me, unfortunately. Just a tiny little hole, but luckily I was able to find it. on a campsite, running it under a tap and repair it, and it was fine after that. Now this was, oh, this is a pillow, believe it or not. It's a Thermarest pillow, and it's packed, it doesn't pack down, it's massive, and it's so comfortable that I thought, well, you know what, I want to be able to sleep comfortably. Pillow's important to me, and I took this with me. It took up so much room in the bag. It's quite heavy. It was really comfortable. Oh, tell me what you think. Should I take it with me again, or just keep it for short overnight wild camps? Really not sure about it. I do wonder whether I made a mistake, because I definitely took too much kit on this trip. What else have we got in here? Oh, another pillow. I still needed another pillow with this, and this is one of the flex tail inflatable pillows. It's fine, works, does the job. What I'd do is I'd have the flex tail connected to the pad, and then I'd have that on top of the flex tail. Really comfortable, but again, you know, a lot of weight, a lot of space as well. Oh. Now I think this is the last item, and it's in a Nyla Fume bag. Again, I got the Nyla Fume bag from Atom Packs, and this is a Thermarest CORA'S -degrees quilt. There we are. And let's get rid of that. I absolutely love quilts as opposed to sleeping bags. They get too restricted. Even when I'm winter camping up in the snow, up in the hills, I take a 4-season bag and I use it as a quilt unzipped, because I just hate the restrictiveness. And luckily the bag is warm enough with my X-Therm to keep me warm. This worked great, really good. It was perfect for the temperatures that we had. Never had a really cold night where, you know, in the bag. There were 1 or 2 nights when it was a bit chilly, but yeah, it kept me warm along with my sleep mat. So we're happy with that. Yeah, it was good. And I think, let's see, yeah, that is it. That's my bag, empty. Now if you've got any questions about what I took, or any opinions about whether I should have took it or not, please comment, because I'm looking at going back in August, and I'm definitely going to pack less stuff, and your recommendations would be valued with regards to what you think I should either leave behind, or what kit I should change or take with me. So please leave it in the comments. I'll leave a link. I'll put my finger there. I don't know if it'll come up there, but I'll leave a link to my Pennine Way video. A lot of people have made positive comments about it, so give it a watch and I hope you enjoy it. If you've already watched it, thank you. And if you've enjoyed the video, click the like, do all the other stuff. If you want to follow me or subscribe, great. If you don't, just enjoy the video. That's what matters to me more than anything. And I'll see you soon. I'm planning to be out and about in a week or 2. Bye for now. Good girl.